Hey y'all, it's your girl Barbie J here. Welcome to my channel, June BLC. Hey there everybody, it's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's comedy drama, Sisters, Season 8, Episode 7, Game Recognizes Game. All right now, I like that title. But the truth is, I don't know who was recognizing the game, unless it's between Fatima and Robin, because everybody else wasn't recognizing everybody else's game. I tell you that much. But if any of you know who the game is, who recognizes game, and it's not the two people I just said, put it down in the comment section for me, please, and explain. Now, before we get started with this review recap, do me a favor. If you're new here or if you're returning back here and haven't subscribed as of yet, please take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you smash that like button, the thumbs up button, write a comment, join the conversation, and share because sharing is caring. So this episode starts off with Robin. He wants to know if Fatima was loyal enough to Andy and Zach to kill for them. I was like, oh, snaps. He reminds her that, every good criminal case comes down to three things: means, motive, and opportunity. And he pointed out the three things that she had. And she's like, do you think I would let Andy get arrested for a crime I committed? And she also told him if I wanted Gary dead, he would be on the morgue and not in ICU. And he said, understood. I was laughing about that. But then he told Fatima she could thank his private investigator for the photos and retrieving her weapon. And she said, oh, I'll send him a gift basket. So he tells Fatima he could turn this info into the proper authorities. And she said, why would you do that? He said to move his client Andy down the suspect list. Or he can hold off on giving this info to the authorities if she will play ball with Hayden, no matter how tough it gets. He said because he don't have time to be playing referee between her and Hayden. So Fatima said she would play nice. Then Robin got a message on his phone and told Fatima to take the rest of the day off to think about his offer. And Fatima asked for her gun back, which he so kindly handed over to her. And now, between me and you, I think that message that Robin got on his phone that made him say, shit, maybe that was Agent Watt entering Andy's building, because that's what I think it is. I think he has somebody tailing Agent Watt, which is very smart of him to do. Anyway, so now we have Agent Watt showing up to Andy's penthouse to annoy and harass her some more. He's truly getting on my nerves. I don't know about the rest of y'all. And if I didn't know any better, I think he wanted Andy for himself. You know, I mean, it's strange that when Andy said, should I call my attorney? He said, relax, he's only there for a friendly conversation. Yet later on, after he tells Andy about the second attempt on Gary's life, and then he accuses her of it, and then he accuses Fatima for getting the heroin and fentanyl. And when Andy decides not to admit to it and it's very cool towards him, then he decides to get aggressive and grab on Andy and forcefully drag her out of her home to discuss further at the station. I'm like, what the hell? Since when police officers get to do that? And now it switches over to Sabrina, who is basically apologizing to Rich and saying it's her fault. And I'm telling y'all, I'm just about sick of listening to her with Rich, knowing he was acting very immaturely and was calling Sabrina a liar. If you ask me, when she initially said why she was at the steam plant with Danny. I mean, was he putting on a show for his boy Tony? What do y'all think? Then she asked what the fight was really about, and he said that he was nervous about the fertility clinic appointment because he didn't know what to expect. So Sabrina told him that she would go with him. When they got to the clinic and it was his turn, he couldn't get the job done with that wickety wackety magazines that they had in the room for him to use. Was they from the 90s or something? And it looked like it was just, it wasn't no women of color. It didn't look like on the cover at all. So Sabrina had him close his eyes and While on the phone with him, she started talking a little dirty to him while having him visualize her in some sexy lingerie that he liked to see her wear. And so it worked. However, whatever it was, his sperm was able to, you know, shoot all over the room, on the table, walls, chair, etc. But thank goodness he got some of it into the cup. But y'all know what? I have this crazy feeling that his sperm won't be any good. And wouldn't that be hilarious after all of that? That his sperm does not meet the criteria? Oops, oops, oops. Anyhow, now we have Miss Lisa. She shows up at the salon in time to see Miss Marie leaving in a huff. She asks who was that, and Karen and Pam give Miss Lisa the details about their new investor, Miss Marie, and they tell her everything that just went down with Vanessa and how Miss Marie got on their cases about how they are running their hair care business. And then Karen told her mom about what went down with Gary and how she and the girls were called in for questioning it and how they made her feel bad about having twins by two different men to attack her character. I mean, meanwhile, there are men out there, y'all know, with all kind of kids from all several different women, but nobody says anything like to them because it's a double standard. Anyway, so Karen is concerned if this is how her life is going to be. She remembers reading a article she said about this happening to a white woman, and she was on the front page of the magazine as if she were a celebrity, but because she's black, Karen saying because she's black, she must be trifling and promiscuous. And Miss Lisa tries to instill some, motherly wisdom into her daughter to make her feel better, which was, it was helpful, I'm sure. I hope it was at least. Then we have the doctor is telling Hudson that someone injected street grade heroin laced with fentanyl into Gary's system, and he added that whomever did it didn't want Mr. Borders to wake up. I'll be honest with y'all. When Hudson asked what was the drug that they found in Gary's system, Hudson's facial expression looked rehearsed to me. It didn't look real. And I'm getting sick of him anyway, threatening the doctor with malpractice lawsuit and HIPAA violation lawsuit and all this stuff. I said no, trying to act like he cares so much when he's the one who did everything. I just feel it like he did it. Anyway, now we have Tony coming to Danny's station during work hours, slinging these judgmental comments at Danny, telling her she's storming out like a bratty child. But then she was able to turn his comment back on him when she said, "Bratty child, reminds me of your two future minister societies with G.I. Janiqua." Talking about his ex-wife. I was like, oh no, she didn't. And he told her that was below the belt. And she responded with, she was trying to get below his belt this morning. And that's how all of this started. And then she reminded him about what he said and then about how he made her feel and what he did. But now I didn't like his comment about I thought that program was for adults, but clearly I made the wrong decision. Just because Danny is not interested in that program or moving up doesn't mean she's not an adult. Anyways, Danny made up an acronym for him to remember the next time he wants to make a decision for her. She called it the triple D's, like her breasts. She said, "Don't decide for Danny." And he told her he doesn't know how she manages to be sexy and assertive at the same time. And Danny said it's a blessing and a curse. Mind you now, while they are discussing their personal relationship during work hours, there are two other employees, a male and a female, listening to it and watching Tony and Danny's interactions with one another. And honestly, Tony's actions are inappropriate and he's going to cause problems. If he's supposed to, if that program is what got him to where he is and he's not even paying attention to it, I'm sure they don't teach him that in the program. He needs to check himself. So now we have this scene with Fatima and Zach, which I feel wasn't really a necessary scene, but it was a nice scene. You know what I mean? All they needed to, honestly, was for them to have Zach tell Fatima about Michael's first word and Fatima to tell Zach what happened at work with Robin. Why they have Fatima doing all of those jokes and the little jabs at Karen and Zach was a bit whack to me, if you ask me. But she did say, with all of the times Karen called her out of her name, she had a right to tease her, but I still felt it was unnecessary. But I got to be honest, one of those jokes was really funny to me. And that was the one when Fatima suggested that Zach and Aaron get matching t shirts that read, "Who's your daddy?" I was like, that's a good one. So now back to the penthouse where Agent Watt is being physically abusive with Andy as he drags her toward the elevator and her screaming to let go of me. Are you crazy or something? Robin steps off the elevator and let Agent Watt know that he will get a restraining order against him for Andy. He also told Watt it's ridiculous that he would think Andy could have anything to do with something so abhorrent, you know. And then he said, if you're looking for somebody to blame in the second attempt of Gary's life, he should look in the mirror. So Agent Watt, you know, his little short self, he called himself stepping up to Robin, who continues stating, if you and your colleagues hadn't been so incompetent, whoever did this wouldn't have been able to compromise Gary's hospital room in the first place. And I was like, ooh, and he is absolutely right about that. I'm telling you, Robin got a point. Then Robin ended with, now get the hell out of here before I have your badge. And Agent Watt shouts, he'll be back. And Robin said, not without a warrant, you won't. Now, as soon as the elevator doors closed, Andy rushed into Robin's arms, saying, thank God you came when you did. And Robin said, I told you I'll always be here for you when you need me. And then we see Andy's, you know, the expression on her face as she's looking up into Robin's face and she's stretching her neck up into an intimate kiss. So when Robin leans down, Andy stops and backs off. And she tells him that technically she is still dating Jordan. I was like, what? I thought you broke up with Jordan so that you could marry Gary. So how are you still dating him? But she's continuing saying, even though his sister has poisoned him against me, she can't betray him. And Robin understood. So Robin apologized for his behavior because he is her legal counsel and her boss. And Andy tells him that they are more than just that. They're great friends. And Robin said, dang, she done curved me into the friend zone. I thought that was funny. And then he heads back to work. So y'all tell me why at the end of the episode is Andy telling her sister friends that Robin tried to kiss her, Not even that. She even admitted to Robin that she didn't want to stop the kiss. She didn't want to stop it. So why is she putting it on Robin? I didn't understand that. Anybody get that? Put it down in the comment section for me, please. So we see a quick scene with Hudson asking the doctor how it's Gary, and the doctor tells him to see for himself. And we see Gary laying in the bed with his eyes open. And then it switches back to the ladies at Andy's penthouse, and she's rushing them to come and sit down. And they're waiting on Fatima, who later sends a text saying she can't make it. But Danny asked Karen if it was okay, and Karen said since Fatima helped them get to the chapel for Andy's wedding, she was cool with that. She added that they're in a better place now, and that this is about Andy and not her, you know. And she added, despite her and Fatima's differences, she knows how much Fatima loves Andy, and that's good enough for her. And Danny is like, you know, Danny, her crazy self. She's like, ooh, the devil must be wearing fox fur because hell done froze over. Talking about how nice Karen's being and stuff. I was like, oh, she's so silly. Then Karen tells the ladies what happened at the salon with Vanessa shaving off her edges and Miss Marie being there. And Andy gave them some little background about Miss Marie and saying, you know, she's a good person to have on your side. And so then Andy tells them that Robin tried to kiss her, but she never mentioned what happened with Penelope and Jordan. Did y'all notice that? Or even that they even stopped by her penthouse. Anyway, Andy always keeping secrets. Y'all know that. So she still didn't tell him that Gary's ex-wife accosted her in her parking garage at work when Fatima had to save her. Anywho, so Andy is acting proud of herself, saying that she stopped the kiss from happening. Then Karen asked Andy, did she want him to kiss her? But before Andy could answer with a lie, because I doubt she would have told them the truth, her phone rang. And she said goodbye to all of them. She said she really got to take this call. And she had them all leaving right away. I said, they was only there 5 minutes. This could have all been done over the phone. Y'all know that. That was too short-lived. But they were all ready to leave anyway. Anyway, before they all got onto the elevator, she answers the phone with a funky attitude, asking, what do you want? And it's Hudson on the other end, and he said, there's someone who would like to talk to you. Then he puts the phone to Gary's ear, and he says, Andy? And she's like, Gary? And he asks her, where are you? And it goes off just like that. So this was kind of weird. I don't know how, if the drug that was given to him was to cause him deadly harm where he wouldn't wake up, the fentanyl and the heroin, how is it he's waking up and talking and everything and got his right mind and know who he wants to talk to? Somebody put it down in the comment section because I don't get it. But this is Tyler Perry land, so that's what happens in Tyler Perry land, right, y'all? Anyway, it's your girl Barbie J saying I will see you on the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Peace.